Hey guys, how we doing? Happy Saturday, everybody. Man, what a fun day, and what a great camp. Today we just wanted to put the ball down and just be able to play real live ball and let the kids have fun and march it up and down the field. And I thought both sides competed at an extremely high level. So proud of both our kids and our coaches for their approach to this training camp. They brought an earn it mentality with a chip on their shoulder and really trying to improve and get better. I really thought it was a successful camp for a couple reasons. One, we decided to implement a new offensive scheme that was simple Simon, that was allowing our kids to play fast, and they saw that over 15 practices. To be able to watch our defense shorten things down and shrink the system a little bit has allowed our defense to play faster. I hit our guys up. I said, man, because we shortened these systems down, how much individual time are now you getting to become a better football player fundamentally and technique-wise, and all the time that we spend on our individual drills and getting better, I thought was a big success, and they felt that. The real-time information, I thank all our Pac-12 refs for being here at each practice, but the real-time information of being able to get things back immediately on if there was a foul and be able to address it immediately, I think has made us a more disciplined football team over 15 practices. And then, we really worked the emphasis of all about the ball, from ball security to also being able to get the ball defensively. We had one turnover today defensively on a great rake out, but to be able to address those right after practice as an offense and then be able to account the strip attempts defensively, I thought was really good. The last thing for me walking away from this, and I told her, just got done telling our team, I love where their mentality is at right now. It's like the coaching staff, the players, myself, we all got chips on our shoulder, and we understand that just because you have the SC on your chest doesn't mean you're going to win. You have to earn it, and you have to work and compete to earn it, and that's what they've done in this camp. Now the challenge is to carry over what we've learned in this training camp over to the summer and be able to teach 20 new kids that are coming on board with us our culture and our discipline and what we've learned in this camp. That's a huge factor in next year's team and the onboarding process. I know you're going to ask me about depth chart and QBs and all that. I'm going to sit down with our offensive defensive staffs and see if we had to play next week, where would we be? I'm going to have some honest conversations with some guys to give them real-time information, but obviously I'm going to tell each and every person, understand, all right, it's about who can compete the best in the moment, and I'll announce the 2 deep on that Friday, and the best ones will walk out there first. But we will have some honest conversations to be able to alert guys of where they're at, where they got to get better at, and where they need to improve if we were to play next Saturday. One injury, Gino Quinones just had a simple wrist surgery. Scope should be back here in about 3 weeks. With that, I'll take any questions that you got.
Will the depth chart be made available to the media?
On Fridays, yeah, every Friday. Every Friday, I'll give you a depth chart.
The depth chart is estimated.
And I'm saying Friday before the game.
Okay.
Not next week. That's a good one, though. That was a good try. But the Friday before the game.
What'd you try and accomplish when you stopped practice to sort of talk after the fight?
Is real-time information. That was probably the best learning lesson that we could possibly have in camp, as we just played all day. And when you put guys in competitive atmosphere, and like I told them at the end, that was the last learning lesson of this entire camp, is being able, one, to see, are we going to be a team that cares more about wins, or are we going to be a team that cares more about perception? And anytime that you have emotion, right, the energy level goes up, and it's okay to have emotion, but have an intelligent emotion. There's going to be guys that push and shove, and you can't push back, and they've done a great job in this camp. But as they've known, as you've seen out here, if we get a personal foul, I stop practice. I'm going to up down everybody, so they understand that it costs everybody when you make that decision and you let emotion get the best of you. So that was a great learning lesson in camp. Really haven't had that one yet in this entire camp, but that was a good thing to happen to us.
Which players in particular have stood out to you this spring?
I think defensively, I like where our defensive front is right now, to be honest with you. I really think Brandon Peely may have improved the most on the defensive front. We challenged him coming off of last season that we really feel he can be a better player than what he was last year, and he took it to heart this camp. I think he's the most improved. Jay Tufeli has just been wrecking havoc in the backfield from the interior and just Marlon is a mountain to move. So, you know, those interior three guys have just stood out to me, how well they have held the point. Offensively, man, I'm just really fired up right now. Really, you know, I've loved the passing game, but our backs right now and our offensive line, we're able to physically run the ball. And to be able to have, you know, Vi and Steven and Big Marquise and Quincy and those host of backs, man, they showed their stuff when given the opportunities in our live drill. We maxed out tackle days by NCAA rule, and we wanted to put them in those situations and make them better runners as we go into summer, and they took advantage of it. I think even down on the 10-yard line when we finished this day, that was all running backs. You know, that was their opportunity to end the day and win it for the offense, and they did.
You had Houston and Iowa playing middle.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the plan moving forward, given their experience, to keep both of them there?
Yeah, you know, for us, it's about you have to have guys that can call the defense and be able to get us in the correct calls. They're the quarterback of the defense, so you have to be able to train there. We're very fortunate because we're talented right now at inside linebacker. Those two kids are seniors. They're good players, and they've got one standing right beside them that's a pretty dang good player too, an EA. You know, so it's all about competition, and those guys, other guys that are in that group. I think that we are in good position for next year, and we'll be deep at that position with a couple older guys and a couple really talented young kids. So I think we're in great position there. But those two kids have learned how to quarterback the defense this spring.
Of all the position changes that you've made, which one stood out to you as the most successful?
I think the ability of our defensive ends in the appropriate situations. We've become a bigger defensive front at the defensive end position on normal down and distances. You know, you see a Connor Murphy out there. You see a Drake Jackson. Nick Figueroa is out there. And then the ability on third down to get our best pass rushers on the field, I think has been really good too. To be able to see Hunter Eccles and Malik McLean and Elijah Winston, who really cause havoc for tackles with their speed off the edge. I think that's been one of the best improvements that we've made in this camp.
Individual, like you flipped Liam from defense to offense.
Yeah.
Of all the switches you've made, position-wise, the player, which one seems to stand out to you?
I would say probably the most important one right now is probably Liam. Jimmins, you know, he was a kid that was a tight end defensive lineman in high school. We knew he had blocking ability. We knew his toughness. And you know he's a good athlete, having played on defense. And to be able to be at that tackle position, but you also saw him at guard. You know, I really think that two kids that have come over from that side, both Jacob Daniels and Liam Jimmins, are really going to help us next year. You're going to see them on the field contributing.
As you observed Graham through this whole spring, what stood out? Anything surprised you about the way he runs things that you didn't necessarily know going in?
I knew how good he was when he walked in here, so I'm not surprised. But just to be able to watch him work has just been so fun for me. To be able to just say, you know what, Coach, we're going to do what we do and do it better than anybody else in the country. Man, that just, as a coach, you love that. You know, it's about your kids making plays, not you trying to outthink your opponent, but letting your kids just play and play fast. The instant belief that, you know, the kids have grown on him over 15 practices and how they have flocked to him, I think has been terrific. And then I really like during the day, you've seen him gone up into the box, up on the baseball field, and literally not script but train himself in calls, whether it's down and distance. You know, nothing's really scripted in those team situations. And I think that's unbelievable because he's training himself as a play caller, and it's been really fun for me to be able to watch him do his craft.
Before you saw it in action, was there any part of you that wondered how that super simplified approach would work and manifest?
You always think, at the University of Memphis, being the coordinator there, we were very simple, Simon. We had some good athletes and had been a part of that system, not necessarily Graham's, but something really, really simple, and it allowed our kids to play really fast. So to get back to that has been really neat. This spring to watch our kids not only grow in it and get better in it, but truly believe in it, and they feel the tempo and how fast we can play is a weapon for them. And it's just been a great spring. It's been a great spring to watch. I can't wait till next year. All righty, guys. Thank you.